one of my students who's a senior and a yell leader was like, I think it's a good bowl. I didn't pull it off. Okay. Not encouraging anything one way or the other.
One of my buddies got his ring and he proposed right afterwards.
He proposed his girl. How old is he?
Like 19 or 20.
Oh, God. That's a whole nother class. Okay. The skill I need to work on most before entering the workforce is interviewing. For you? Okay. Leadership? You're in the right place, Noah. You kiss ass. Keep it up. Keep it up. Huh?
Whatever it is I'm being hired for.
Which is? Aren't you engineer?
Yeah.
What? Civil?
Industrial.
Industrial. Oh, yeah. Dropout engineer. Okay. Just kidding. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So what do you need to work on?
Everything.
Okay. You're in the right place. Long way to go. What else? Interviewing we touched on? Huh?
Group projects.
Group projects. You okay? Good.
I hate group work.
Oh, you're just independent? Is that why?
I just like to be able to like control the final product.
Super common.
And so I don't
Yeah.
like depending on, but that also could just be because of like the environment of college of people not being like giving the effort that you'd expect, which might be different in the workplace.
Sure. Yeah. Who gets in the group project and lets everybody else do the work? Yeah, I expected Noah's hand to go up. Good job. Okay. Okay, fair enough. We'll talk about that a little bit, I hope. Good. What else? Networking. Cool. Nathan's the only guy who's like admitting we've got some things to work on. Who else? What do we need to work on?
Time management.
Time management. Excellent. Good. Okay. What else?
Where to find a job?
How to find a job? What do you want to do?
Engineering.
Engineering. Okay. That's right. Okay. Cool. All right. Good. We'll touch on that today. Okay. What else? Discipline. You're in the right place. You're in the core. So that's helping. Good for you. What else?
Learning how to not overextend myself and like get involved in too many things.
Okay, cool. We'll actually touch on that today too. Okay? Everybody in so far? We good? I'm going to help you. I'm here to help. Okay? What's up, Samir? Okay, cool. Are you career ready? Joshua says no. Tanner, no. Hey, Carter? Yeah? What do you want to do?
PT.
Physical therapy? Been to PT school?
What do you mean career ready as in like mentally or like by actually knowing?
Are you ready to be a physical therapist right now?
If I had the means to go to PT school tomorrow, I would.
But you're not done with school yet, right?
Yeah.
So you're not technically a physical therapist.
Yeah.
Okay, but kinese major, right? Okay. I mean, we could get a job there maybe, but you wouldn't be a PT yet. Okay. What else? Anybody career? No? Nobody? Okay. Good. Pretty honest. Okay. Probably true. Could you get a job?
Yes.
Yeah, I would assume so. All right, let's make it a little easier. Are you career fair ready?
Yes.
Yeah? Yes? Do you have a resume?
I do, yes, sir.
Okay, done and reviewed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Who else? Good? All set? Ready to go? Who's not career fair ready? Okay, good. Why not? Brandon?
I need to work on my resumes.
Resume? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I need to work on my resume. What I want to do.
What do you want to do? And what, remind me?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I forgot to thumb through. I was thumbing through because you guys all wrote down your dream jobs. Okay. Are you job interview ready? Nathan? No? Tanner? No? Karen? No? Why? Huh?
Job interviews are like really intense. Like I went to a thing today and like these people are just so much like more prepared than I was. I was like, man, I'm really obsessed here.
So you found out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Were they cadets or non-regs or what?
They were not right.
Oh my gosh, they're better than you in every way. Right? Piss you off?
No, I was just like, I gotta do better.
Okay, good for you. Good. Okay, work on that. Caitlin, what'd you say?
I said it depends on the job. Like, am I ready to interview a doctor? No. But like, am I like other things?
Oh, but med school. Where are you with med school? If you had to interview for med school. Not ready?
No.
Whew. Okay, we got some work to do. All right. Thank God you met me. Okay. Kyan's not here, is he? Anybody else want to be an aspiring pilot? We'll get into that. Okay. So, Hugo, tell me some of your strengths. You're in a job interview right now. Tell me all of you are, so pay attention. Tell me some of your strengths. What are you good at? Okay, give me an example of why you're good at working with other people. What do you mean by that?
I've worked with other people when it comes to change moving forward or when it comes to group projects and classes.
Okay, cool. All right. Jones, right?
Yes.
What are some of your weaknesses? Tell me some of your weaknesses.
Being assertive.
Being assertive, okay, good. Anything else?
Sure.
Being sure.
Yes. That's not what I said, but yes.
What'd you say?
That's one too.
What'd you say?
I said sure as in like, yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
Never mind. That's all.
How are we doing in the interview so far? Listening is not one of his strengths, okay? All right, so being assertive, what do you mean by that?
Like standing out, like saying what I want to say, making sure it's understood in the way that I want it to be understood.
Okay, you just exemplified that. Excellent. Yeah, good job. Okay, fair enough. All right, who else? Pascaline, tell me some of your weaknesses.
Not a great team player.
Not great what?
Not a great team player.
No?
People
Jeez.
with it.
You're never going to get a job. What do you want to do?
Engineering?
Engineer? You think you got to work with other people as an engineer?
No, I'm gonna boss other people as an engineer.
Do you need to work with other people to be an engineer?
Yes. Maybe.
I'm going to answer for you. Yeah. If I'm an engineering firm and you say I'm not a great team player, what do I think?
I may not say that though for an engineering firm.
Say that again.
I may not say that for my interview with an engineering firm.
Okay, well, so what would you say? What are some of your weaknesses? You're in the interview right now. You want to work at my company. You want to be an engineer.
I'd say one of my weaknesses is can be get too focused on like perfecting the details, not being able to see bigger picture.
Okay, good one, right? So we could say, you could say something along those lines of, sometimes I really get into the details and I might get lost in the weeds a little bit,
Yeah.
which is not a terrible thing for an engineer to admit to, right?
But
Okay.
I think that if you can't hit, if you have other bigger things like deadlines or overall project costs that you may not be involved with.
Okay, fair enough. I'll work with that. Okay, we'll work through these. All right. What makes you career ready?
Confidence.
Confidence or competence?
Confidence.
Confidence. Okay. All right. I'll take it. What else?
Leadership experience.
Leadership. Good. In the right place. What makes you guys career ready? Think of yourselves. I don't care about generalities. What makes you guys career ready?
Knowledge about who you're talking to, like companies. So like, in order to like ask good questions, you have to know what the company you're talking to is doing, like
Yeah.
what opportunities they have, so you don't like seem like an idiot.
Okay. What do you want to do?
Investment banking.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So if you want to go do that, you need to know a little bit about the company. Okay. What else do you need to be ready to do that?
Like physical.
Everything. What do you need to be career ready? What do you need to do to get into that career?
I need to know people.
Okay. What else?
A solid resume.
Okay.
Have a degree.
I think
The first person who has brought up the fact that you are in college right now. Yeah, speak up, Noah. Sometimes you get it right. Okay. You're an easy target, man. I love you, buddy. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Do you need, where are my engineers? Got a few of you? Do you need an engineering degree to be a PE? A professional engineer. Now, it varies by state, actually, to get the license. I have a friend of mine who is an engineer who never went to college. Now, he's the exception to the rule, right? And a lot of states actually require you to have a 4-year degree, okay? But you don't ever have to do that, right? We've seen Goodwill Hunting. When he makes fun of him, you dropped $150,000 in late fees, and you could have got all that education at the public library, which is true, right? You don't have to go to college, okay? It helps. You're in the right track, okay? Why does that always, well, we'll get into that. Hold on. Let me back up. So we're getting our degree, okay? That's one thing, right? What else? He got certified as a professional engineer. So he had work experience and then took the test. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Never went to college. Now, very smart individual, very motivated, self-driven, all that good stuff's hard to do. Want to be a dentist, right? Is anybody going to let Karen operate on their teeth right now? Some of you might, huh? Yeah, I got a sore tooth. Go for it. Okay. Fair enough. So we got to jump through some hoops. To be a doctor, to be a PT, we got to work on some things. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Well, we'll get into it. Okay. I keep jumping ahead. It's really hard to teach two classes on the same subject, same day. All right. So how do you get hired?
Make yourself unique.
Make yourself unique. Excellent answer. Good. Yes. Have a good interview. Okay. How do you do that? Yep. Good. Okay. What else? Confident helps. Don't be arrogant. Huh?
Demonstrate potential.
Yes. Okay. Good. What do you mean by that?
They don't necessarily want someone that's perfectly positioned immediately. They want someone that they can train and that has the potential to be a really good employee. But they don't always want necessarily someone that's perfect immediately, because then they might not adapt to the company, or they might do things their own way that the company doesn't want.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. If I'm a smaller engineering firm, okay, and I need my engineers to kind of operate by themselves, do I want Pascaline? She's not great with team. Okay, but sounds like maybe self-driven by yourself. I give you a project, I can trust you to do that. Okay, if I'm a larger engineering firm, or if I got a bunch of moving parts, am I sure I want Pascaline? Maybe not. Okay, so yeah, you're right. Okay, good. What else?
You really demonstrate your strengths in a clear way and have examples to back them up.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, good. All right, plays perfectly well into an interview. Look, you guys are all about to start getting internships, right? I mean, it's a coming, or you're trying already, or you should be. Okay. And how fast did the last 2 years go?
Really
Too fast.
2 to go. Going quick, believe it or not. You're gonna be overwhelmed already. You're gonna be wearing boots. You're gonna be all excited, and then we're gonna kick you out. Okay. And good luck. Good job. Go get a job and be successful. Okay. Good. How else do you get hired? Aggie Ring?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, it might get you your first job. Okay, you got ways to go from that. Okay, but yeah, it might. Who's not from Texas? Okay, where are you from? Remind me. Maryland. Does anybody in Maryland know what the Corps of Cadets is?
Other people.
Only Aggies that work in the Pentagon, right? Okay. Other than that, no, they don't know what the Corps of Cadets is, do they?
Actually, you run into a lot of people that do. It's really
Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, thank the band. All right. What else?
California.
Oh God, no idea, right?
Nope.
They think you're all going to the military, right? You guys are a little messed up because of COVID. Has anybody been to an away football game? Did they thank you for your service?
Yes.
Yes.
There's a bunch of drunk Louisiana fans who took a picture with you.
Yeah, they take
Perfect.
pictures with you and
Yeah.
they're like, thank you for your service.
Absolutely. Okay, they think you're all going to the military. So do employers. If they're not Aggies, all right, and even if they are, a lot of them don't know the cadets. Okay, they don't understand that you're not going to the military. What do you do in an interview? What do you tell them?
Say, I appreciate it.
Say what? You appreciate what?
I appreciate you thanking me.
If I don't know anything about the Corps of Cadets,
You explain what it is.
explain what it is. How would you explain it?
It's
I don't understand what the Corps of Cadets is. Grace, tell me what the Corps of Cadets is. I'm an interviewer.
the Corps of Cadets is a 4-year leadership organization that is run under Texas A&M, and about half of the cadets end up contracting and going to the military, and half don't. But either way, it's based on a military style training and a 4-year leadership model, where every year you gain different kinds of leadership experience as you do things such as practice drill, physical training, and simple military style skills such as maintaining a uniform and stuff.
Interesting. Okay, so why would you do that if you weren't going to go in the military?
Because it produces challenges that may be different from the everyday college student, and gives me practice throughout while still maintaining academics and other organizations around campus. It gives me the ability to every day come into contact with new challenges that develop skills that are different from the everyday college student.
How do we rate Grace's answer?
10 out of 10.
Excellent. How many of you just bitch about the Corps all the time? How many of you would you have given an answer anything like that? I hope so, Tanner. I hope so.
I only complain about the Corps with people that know what it is.
Fair enough. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Truth. I did this with seniors a year or two ago. I asked them a question. Tell me what. I think it was even in the LDP for that semester. But tell me, what do you think of the Corps? It was rather open. Okay. What's your feedback from the Corps? Every single senior bitched about the Corps. Everything had something negative to say, except for one. He had this incredibly positive outlook. He was an exchange student, or came over here from South Korea, came to A&M, and it totally changed who he was as a person. Had actually relatively, I think he was a chemistry major, and said, actually, because of my interactions here and what I've learned in the Corps, I learned that I really like helping people. And while I want to take my chemistry major, what I actually want to do is be a teacher. And I want to help younger people learn and be excited about chemistry. What does that tell me about him?
He was open. He was right. He was ready for a different experience, and he
Different experience, but what does that tell me about his personality?
Optimistic.
Yeah.
That he's a pretty positive dude, at least to some extent. He took your guys' favorite thing to complain about, and an open dialogue. Okay, there was no prompt of good or bad or anything. He was the only one in the class with anything positive to say. Right? That tells me a lot about him compared to the other cadets. Okay? Now, maybe he's not awesome, all right, but I learned something about him that tells me I probably want him in my organization. Okay? All right. Okay, special treat.
You gotta think though, those seniors were writing, they knew they were writing to you though. That's probably why they wrote it like that.
But that's a wasted opportunity. I shouldn't be your only audience. I'm simply asking about the Corps. It's their opportunity to tell me how they feel about the Corps, whether it's me or anybody else. And all of them said, telling somebody who works for the Corps, likes what I do, this is a terrible organization. Okay? You're right, but fair enough.
Mr. Diener is ready for your interview.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Well, Brennan, you certainly have a lot of jobs.
I'm a bit of a spark plug and human resources lady.
No, it's Pam.
I'm sorry. Well, Pan.
No, my name is Pam.
Were you saying Pan or Pam?
I'm saying Pam. Yeah, I'm sorry, who's this gentleman sitting behind you?
Hello, Ms. Lady. I'm Dale. I'm Brennan's stepbrother, and I think I might be able to help with the Pan-Pam dilemma. Yeah, that'd be great.
Pam.
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 With an
There's a
M.
D on the end.
There's no D. It's Pam.
It's like calm.
Here, it's
Except
P.
P-A-N-M.
M.
N-A-N. Two M's.
M.
That was the
No,
confusion.
there's just one M.
What do you say we interview you? All right, yes, that's a sometimes useful exercise. Please put your hand in. Go ahead. How much money do you make a year before taxes? Okay, I'm actually not comfortable answering that. Come on! We're doing the interview now, not you. Okay, here's a shot out of a cannon. Oprah, Barbara Walters, your wife. You gotta fuck one, marry one, kill one. I think we're done here. Thank you.
Mr. Huff, under your references, you listed Dale Dovek, which I know is this gentleman, but you've also listed Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Yeah, we are looking for people we can contact. We want to tell you the stuff we're not good at. Our weaknesses. So we're clear up front. Okay. We're not generally comfortable in an office setting, I would say. I get cooped up. I won't go into an office that's ever been used before. I am no good before 11 a.m. I also get headaches from computers, so I can't be around them for too long. I take stuff. But you have someone go up and down with me in the elevator. I have a weakness for sweets. Other weaknesses? We're slow learners. We're not particularly good listeners. That'll be a huge problem. We're also slow learners.
Okay, first of all, I needed someone
Wait,
to
shut
work
your
with.
mouth. Shut See, those two kind of fucked up.
Woo, is that how we want to interview? Is that how you want to interview? Please don't do that. Not how you want to interview. Why do they interview you? Why do companies interview you? Yeah, okay. If they ask you to tell you a joke, why would they do that?
See if you're uncomfortable.
If you're uncomfortable, okay.
See where you take the joke.
Yeah, to see what, do you swear?
Yeah, you said it was to see,
You're racist?
that.
Right, okay, whatever. Or if you're just not funny. Okay. Usually they just want to see how you are. Who thinks they're pretty funny? Okay, it's okay to do that in an interview. It's okay to have a little levity. Who's not funny? Don't be funny in an interview. Like don't be someone other than who you are, right? You want to be yourself, okay? If I just want what kind of engineering? Aerospace. Okay, good. So if I just want the top aerospace engineers, right? Why am I still interviewing Alexander? Why am I doing that?
Personality is important.
Just personality. Okay, what else?
Grades aren't everything.
Grades are not everything. If they just wanted the top academics, they're just going to choose people based on their resume. Okay, they're still going to interview you. Medical schools. Any aspiring veterinarians in here? This is how Texas A&M vet school works, and medical schools are similar. Graduate schools are similar. Okay, there's 250 slots for vet school here at A&M every year, and they interview the final 500 candidates. Why?
Every other one is gonna be like a horrible person or not good at interviewing something.
Why do some people choose veterinary medicine over people medicine?
Killing animals, not people.
They don't like people. They might be good at biology. They might be good at science, okay? They might be a good surgeon, all that good stuff. Why would that matter to the vet school?
Does he still have to work with their owners?
You still, every animal has an owner. You got to hire and fire people, okay? You're usually running your own place if you're a veterinarian, right? So you have to deal with all of those things. Medical schools are going to interview you because they want to see what kind of person you are, right? Kyan's not here. Anybody else aspiring pilot? Military? Yeah, aerospace, doing everything. Okay. I was pursuing an officer position when I was younger and wanted to fly, and they asked me, and this is a couple years after 9/11, and they said, would you shoot down an airliner? Okay. Pascaline, would you shoot down an airliner?
Is this where it's like people that's driving into the city?
Yep, exactly. Okay. So we did this already?
Yeah.
Okay, good. The point was they want to see how I answered the question. Okay. That's all it was. So, nuclear officer. Are you willing to push the button when we give you the order? Now, we got to train you and everything, but we want to see what kind of person you are. You mentioned interviews. Okay. All of you guys in interviews, has anybody done a career fair yet? Okay. Did anybody get interviews? Yes?
No.
Anybody? Got interviews? How'd it go? Like 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Were they quick? 10 or 15 minutes. Was there somebody in the room before you? Oh, okay. All right. But probably one right after another, right? Okay, same thing. Did you have one too? Okay. Was it like rapid, you think? Was it short?
It was like 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay, cool. All right. Here's what happens. Career, hopefully in person soon or whatever, but Zoom or whatever, okay? There's one after another. And if they're here and they're only talking to cadets, what happens at the end of the day?
We all look the exact same.
You look and sound alike, okay? So that's the hard part. So stand out, okay? You all think you do, but you have to stand out. One of the things that you can do, if you get a tough question, is and you're really confused, right? You can say, wow, that's a really good question. Buy yourself some time. Think about it for a minute, okay? Compliment the question. Perfectly okay. How many of you start talking and you just start rambling and then you can see the car is slowly crashing and you can't stop and you're still going and then there's a second part to the question and I can't remember what it was anymore. If I stop talking, I'll have to acknowledge that I don't remember what that is. And I'll just keep going and I have no idea if I'm on topic. Ever do that in an interview?
That's our first on
Okay, perfect. Okay, couple things. You can ask when you're done. If you feel like, oh my God, I'm just rambling, stop yourself, come to a close, and ask them, did I answer your question okay? Say, I feel like I was going off on a tangent. Did I give you the information you're looking for? By the way, can you remind me the second part of the question? Perfectly okay. It's okay to ask those things. It's okay to write it down. Okay? Same thing when you get done with an interview, have a question or two. Right? Have them ready to go. You should have a bunch written out, but ask one or two. A great question to ask at the end is, what is your ideal candidate? Right? And then they might tell you, well, our ideal candidate is X, Y, and Z. And you'll be like, crap, I didn't mention one of those. So then you don't lose your thought. And then you can say, well, by the way, I think I'm really good at X and Y. I didn't mention Z, but I also, have that as well. Get into that. Pass me.
That and another question that companies really like, regardless of whatever field, is what are you specifically, like, what need do you meet right now? Because lots of times they could be hiring to fill multiple positions, but they may need somebody else something good. So them telling you that gives you an opportunity to show how you fill that at the end.
Absolutely. So you're trying to, either way, you're trying to capitalize on what might have been missed, okay, and find a little bit out. And also, if you just get done and they say, do you have any questions? Nope. Well, you're done. You're out, okay? And they move on to the next one. So try and stand out a little bit. Before I went to teaching full time, a buddy of mine had me come interview at his energy company, where I'd probably make a lot more money than I do now. Okay? And so I went through the process and interviewed with some people that he's worked with for years, right? And these are all C-suite. These were CEOs, CFOs, COOs, all that stuff, right? And I was like, hey, did you know so-and-so's husband played football at Notre Dame? And he's like, what? It's like, I've worked with her for years. I had no idea, okay? Just because I started asking questions. I was trying to get to know them, right? Because a lot of times I can't ask about families, right? There's things I can and can't ask about. And I would ask, you got kids? Oh, me too. So I can let them know a little bit about who I am, right? Have those questions, be able to do it. You don't need a ton if you're on a time crunch. If you're like, hey, we got a 15-minute window, you're going to get in like one, maybe two questions. Okay, so keep it succinct. But use it to your advantage, okay? Try to use it to stand out. Because they're sitting and listening all day. And we know that's hard, right? Some of you aren't even listening to me now. No.
Remember you said to ask them about like the ideal candidate question?
Yep.
What if they're like already not interested in the interview and like all you're gonna do is just make it more boring for them by like answering the question that they didn't even ask, you know?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Like if they respond with the ideal candidates, whatever, and you're like, and you want to say, I'm also good at X and Y.
Oh, okay. Great. Okay, good. Yes, excellent question. Okay, so you ask your question and you run out of time and you don't get to address the thing that you wanted to touch on. Perfect. And your follow-up email thanking them for the interview is exactly when you do that. So you got more information, right? And right afterwards, you should send a follow-up email. Okay? And it should be personalized. Keep it short and sweet. They probably have a lot of emails. They're not going to read them all. To have it short and sweet, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Really excited about this opportunity. I hope to hear from you soon. By the way, one thing I didn't get to mention, I also have this experience or whatever. So you can work that in. Yeah, good question, valid question.
So you talk about standing out. I don't know about like medical school, but PT school will often do group interviews.
Yep.
So there's a board of people
Bless you.
and there's 5 people sitting there going through an interview at the same time.
Really?
How do you stand out without like overstepping and letting other people still talk?
I would make fun of the other people openly, just judge them. Yeah, that's a great question. Okay, so couple things there. If it's a group, they want to see if you're trying to talk over people or if you're the one who maybe interrupts someone else. So sometimes it might take some real restraint. If you're where are my talkative people? Okay, right? If you're used to jumping in and kind of doing that, be aware of that. And somebody gives a really good answer, don't be like, oh yeah, me too. You know what I mean? You might just need to sit back, okay? Because as a PT, you need to be able to listen to patients, right? Okay, so listening is a very hard skill. You know why it took so long for us to have FaceTime and video phone and everything? The technology's been around for years. You know why we didn't use it? Because we could see you. If you're actually, nobody talks on the phone anymore. If you actually talk on the phone, do you listen all the time? No, we don't. Okay, your listening goes up and down. That's why all that stuff took so long, right? If you're on a Zoom and you can see their eyes are down, we know they're not paying attention, right? Same thing in class. If you have your phones out, can you multitask? No. It's pretty much impossible. Now, in an interview, they'll ask you, can you multitask? Yes. Okay. No, really, you just shift from one thing to the other rather quickly. But multitasking is pretty much impossible. Okay. You get an internship. Okay, so we're doing good. Nathan interviewed well. Okay, so you get an internship. Internships are like the Hunger Games. Okay, why?
Everybody needs them.
You're competing. Yeah, what'd you say?
Everybody wants them.
Right, okay, so you're on this. So say 10 of you get hired at an internship, right, at the same company, and all we're doing is having you make copies and get coffee. Still a competition? Absolutely it is. All right? Some of you are not, companies are a lot better about this, okay? Usually if you get an internship, for the most part, feedback I've had from students in recent years, pretty positive. I got to do hands-on. Sumer, you good? Stand up if you need to. Sometimes, you know, it's really positive. I got to do hands-on stuff. I got to do exactly what my degree is. I got to be involved with projects. Hopefully it's like that. Sometimes it's not, but they're still testing you out. Okay? So you want to do, if you're making copies, man, be the best person in the world at making copies. Right? And just do whatever you can. Ask for additional opportunity. Here's the hard part. Careers are like marriage. Marriage is not easy. Okay? Breaking news for some of you. Okay? Marriage is hard. Marriage takes upkeep. Marriage takes effort. Right? Careers are no different. Right? I hate to break it to you. Who just can't wait to be done with school, because then I won't have homework, and I'll be making lots of money, and life will be easy, and I can sleep in, and I don't have to do PT. Yeah, thank you for being honest. Okay? Right. A rude awakening for you, unless you're a trophy husband, which I would kill for. Okay? It's not going to go that way. Right? You got to keep at it. This is us in relationships, right? Same thing for careers. Okay? My other favorite. Now, I will tell you this. Had a cadet a couple years ago, senior, wonderful kid. Like this aerospace engineer. I can't get everybody jobs, but I will try. Okay? So aerospace engineer, he won the contract, had a medical issue, couldn't do it. And if this happens to you, go get second, third, and sixth opinion. Okay, if they tell you it's medical stuff, just keep trying. Okay, so he did all that, couldn't get in. It was really upsetting to him, and thought, you know what, I could serve my country other ways. Great PT. Excellent student in aerospace engineering. I mean, kind of guy I want my daughters to date when they get older, okay? And he's talking to me about it, and he's like, well, I think what I want to do is I can still work with Department of Defense, or I'm interested in NASA. So, well, okay, one of my buddies in my guard unit works at engineering company at NASA. They're actually he designed and is making the lunar orbiter, which will be, I call it Space Buckies. Okay, which I told him he needs to call it that. It's for like 3 or 4 astronauts, and it'll orbit the moon and be a go-between between Earth and Mars. Super awesome, cool stuff, right? Okay, I got to go in the prototype. If you want to hear about it, it's all classified. I can't tell you everything. Okay, but it's really cool, right? And so I said, hey, I got a buddy of mine. He's looking for an internship. He's an aerospace buddy of mine, student of mine, aerospace engineer. Take a look at him. He's like, honestly, I would love to, because I have 75 resumes to go through for an internship. He had one. I don't have the time to do it. And honestly, on paper, they all look fantastic. I said, okay, we'll give the guy a look. I'm recommending it. So he does. And he gets hired as an intern. And he's given him projects to do. And my buddy comes in, right? And this guy's former Marine. Now he's Air Force. He's a colonel. He's working on his PhD in aerospace engineering. He's a pilot, right? Dude's no joke. He's a good dude. But he has an accent. He's from Tennessee. And it's hilarious to me that someone this intelligent sounds the way he does. That's just funny to me. Okay. But he comes in and he's like, he's watching YouTube. And he's like, what the hell, this slacker? What he was watching YouTube was to figure out how to work on the project he had been given. And my buddy is thoroughly impressed. He had taken the initiative to say, I don't know how to do this. I'm not going to pester you with everything you got to do. Right? I'm going to try and solve the problem on my own. Okay? We'll get into asking for help. Okay? Now he got hired by him. He's finishing his degree and he got hired. So I can't get every aerospace engineering degree, but I'll try. Okay? So I just thought that was a good experience. All right? Something worth sharing. All right. Where do you want to work? Where do you guys want to work?
Law firm.
Huh?
Law firm.
Law firm? Okay, cool. Want to be a PT? What else? Hugo, what do you want to do? Okay, private engineering firm. Where do you want to work? Okay, cool. How long do you guys plan to work there? Entire life. Good. Okay, good. All right. Who else? 3 years? Why?
I'll burn out.
Doing what?
Working.
As what? What do you want to do?
Investment banking.
3 years and just a horrible coke habit and just burnout? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Right? Wall Street. Perfect. Okay. Fair enough. Now, what happens is for you guys, I'm getting this. Here's how you guys work. Okay? You're a little bit of an anomaly, but you're probably medical, doctors, kind of same thing. Okay? Veterinarians, whatever. A lot of you, dentists. Okay? And even your parent, more your grandparents, but your parents probably didn't even do that this much. Nobody goes to work for a company and expects to stay there for 40 years anymore. Super rare, okay? And what we're learning is how your guys' generation works. You guys don't think long term for the most part, but you are super goal oriented. So when you get hired and you get your first job and it's just to pay the bills, I'm going to work or whatever, fine, okay? What they hate is losing you, actually. They're spending time and money on you. Even if we're only going to pay you $50,000 out of school, with your benefits and everything, it's about a $100,000 investment. Okay, so it costs more than that. So they hate losing you, but you guys will absolutely jump ship in 6 months to take another job, right? And then you might do it again in 18 months. Fair enough, but you better be able to explain why you did that, because you keep jumping jobs, and then they're going to ask you, why did you do that? Okay, physician, still, you might be like, well, I had an opportunity to go into my specialty. Just be able to justify it. If your answer is I had a shitty boss for jumping jobs 3 times, does that say more about you or them? Probably you. You better be able to justify it. So now what companies are doing, because of millennials, and you guys are behind millennials, because of that, they're adjusting to you guys. So they'll tell you, okay, if you come here in 6 months, you get a little bump in pay, right? If you're here in 12 months, I'll give you a little more title. In 18 months, you're going to be making X. Okay, they will absolutely lay that out, or at least they should. Some companies, that same energy company my buddy works at, even if they hire him full time, you're basically on probation for like 3 years. They're still not sure if they want to keep you. And they might take the engineer and stick you in a different department just to kind of see how you fit. What your work attitude is like. Do you go get it? Do you try and solve the problems? Are you jumping in? Are you a team player? All that good stuff. Okay? So just be aware, if you're always jumping jobs, you've got to be able to validate it. Otherwise, they're going to think you're just going to jump to the next thing as soon as you get it. How many times do you think your career will change over the course of your life?
4 times?
Yeah, 3, 4, 5. It probably will. Some of you are going to go work and realize that you hate it. And you're going to be like, I just wasted 4 years and this is awful. Don't panic, okay? You're not alone. This will happen. It will happen to at least 1 or 2 people in this room. Okay? At least you have a 4-year degree. It's not the end of the world. Right? I'm going to run out of time. Okay? Your dream job. How are you going to get your dream job? Retire. Okay, fair enough. All right, what else?
Experience.
Experience? Good, yeah. What else? How are you going to get it?
I feel like you won't know. Right now we have the idea of what our dream job is, but
some of you know, some of you aren't sure.
we're probably not. We're gonna be doing something completely different than what we thought we would be doing. So
Yeah.
it just depends on if you're happy with your life.
Absolutely.
Our dream job might also change, like once we get into the workforce, if you're like, why would I ever want to do that?
Yeah.
Change stuff around.
I tell you right now, it's going to take a long time. Okay, I had a cadet a couple years ago. He's an ag systems management major, and he wanted to be a general manager of an NBA team. That's a long way to go. Okay, that's okay. Just know that it's going to take a while. Again, you guys tend to be really ambitious. Most of you are very high achievers. Okay, you want to be CEOs by the time you're 25. It's not really going to work out that way. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being ambitious. All right, just recognize it's going to take a while, for the most part. All right. I hate to tell you this too. Career readiness never ends. Why?
Because you have to be constantly learning in order to adapt to actually gain position.
Yeah, Colonel Allison did not tell me to tell you this. But this is true. It never ends. If you want that next job, if you want that promotion, you always got to be working on you. If you're miserable in your job, you better have an up-to-date resume. Go find another one. Okay? But you never stop working on this, I hate to tell you. All right? Physicians especially, you guys got to learn constantly. Okay? Just like I said with the marriage, your relationships require constant upkeep. Okay? That is a hard thing to do. This is a book I highly recommend if you want a glimpse into an interesting period in American history and the business environment. And he's got some great stuff. It's a funny read. It's an engaging read. But the 08-09 recession crash, you guys were alive, but you're pretty young, so maybe your parents were impacted or you would have noticed. Okay. When this happened, there was huge bailout money, and Americans were really mad at a lot of companies. And one of the companies they blamed the most, who took a lot of bailout money, was an insurance company called AIG. Right? Now, it was the banks and a lot of the real estate that really screwed up for a lot of people. This company got just torn apart in the media. They're a massive company with tens of thousands of employees. So everything hits the fan, and they hire some CEOs who took like $1 a year for a salary to try and help because they were on bailout money. They went from being worth tens of billions to a few hundred million. They were like, let's just sell it and get out of it, all this stuff. They go through a couple CEOs, and they're not really recovering, and they're not paying anything back. And they call this guy who's a retired CEO, been hugely successful. He had a winery on the Mediterranean as his retirement. Okay, life is good. They call him and they say, hey, we want to hire you to be CEO to help our company and figure out what the heck we're going to do. We're still a mess, right? He says, fine, I want $5 million a year. He knew that it was a hard job. I think it might have even been $10 million, which is about what a CEO for that size company would have got paid at the time. But he asked for millions of dollars. And they're like, well, everyone else took $1. And he's like, I'm not everyone else, and I'm worth it, and you need me. You called me. Okay? Good position to be in, right? Okay? So this is some advice from him. Set attainable goals, but identify the steps to reach them. You want to be a doctor, we got to finish here. Then we got to go to medical school, residency, and everything else. But we can do it. It's all trackable. Okay? If we want to be a pilot, we can do all those things. Okay? Set attainable goals and how to reach them, whatever it is. Make your own list. Make it so you can do it. Make a plan, but be flexible. Unexpected variables are absolutely going to happen. Things are going to throw you off. Okay? Asking for or accepting help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Some of you don't like to do it. Okay? It's okay to ask for help. Do you want to try and solve the problem yourself? Yes. If you don't know what you're doing, ask for help. Has anybody heard the term FU money?
Yes.
What is it?
Just because you have so much of it, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's not so much as spending. It is the freedom to quit a job on the spot. Ben Moshe asked for the big salary. He already had a great retirement. Okay? But he knew this was going to be hard, and he wanted the ability to say, I'm out of here whenever I want, and take a bunch of salary with him. Okay? Most Americans do not save. Right? That's why we have retirement accounts. Most people don't do this. If you save up enough money, say 6 months or whatever, that you can live on, you're better off than just about everybody in this country. If you got enough money for a year, you can peace out whenever you want. That is an unbelievable great feeling to have. You get burned out and frustrated, you get irritated with a boss, and you don't have to suck it up anymore. Deuces, I'm out. Okay? It's much easier when you're younger. I will tell you that now. You guys are used to living cheap. Okay? Stay below your means for as long as you can. All right? That is a huge advantage, something he recommends. Great book if you want to read it, pretty short. Okay. Almost there, I'm going to run out of time. It doesn't matter if you win or lose, it's how you play the game. What's that mean? What's that statement mean to you?
Morality.
Huh?
Morality.
Oh,
Like,
interesting. What do you mean?
like, how are you gonna feel about yourself at the end of the day if you're rich but you screwed over every single person you come in contact with?
Okay, yeah, if you cheated or not, right? Okay, good. All right, I'll take it. Aren't you playing to win?
Yes.
My top Clifton strength said I am.
Okay, good. Nathan touched on it, jumped ahead. Good job. What is that? What is that? What do you tell your kids? How do you sleep at night? Okay? Right, on your side. Good, good, good. Noah, you were on track for a minute. Okay. All of this, what we do in SOMS, plays into your career. You need to know your own morals and your own ethics. If your company is doing something illegal, and this will happen in the military or civilian, something wrong, something they shouldn't be doing, and your name is on the signature line, who's it going to fall to? You. The military is notorious for trying to pin a major incident on one person and kick them out so they can sweep it away and say the problem's been solved. Okay? You need to know who you are in the workforce. Right? You need to know what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. Okay? Physicians, they're going to ask you hard questions. Okay? Same thing. Pilots, all that kind of stuff. Doesn't matter what you want to do. Financial investing, engineering, okay? Whatever you want to do. Right? You need to know who you are and know how to deal with that. Right? And how you sleep at night. Okay? Some of you guys touched on this. Who wants to have a family? This is going to factor in your careers. Right now, you're young. You can go do things. You're flexible. Some of you don't even want to leave Texas. Okay? Some of you don't even want to switch outfits. Okay? You got a great opportunity to experiment with that right now. Because in your careers, you might be asked to move. Guess what? Texas isn't going anywhere. All right? Or you can go back home. Right? Whatever you want to do. It's pretty easy when you're younger to do those things. When you start having a family, it gets harder. Right? But if you make the decision, you better live with it. Before I came here to A&M, I was working at Montana State. My wife had got into grad school and was starting her master's. And I got the job offer here. So she gave that up for me. Okay? We come here, and I actually got a job offer at Oregon State University, my alma mater. It was an incredible job, and it paid a boatload of money. She was in her master's here. This was the opportunity for us to go home. And we passed on it. Because it was best for her to finish her degree. Okay? If you're going to start having kids and stuff like that, it gets much harder to make these decisions. Right? You're young and flexible, awesome. Take advantage. Move around. Okay? Be flexible. Be willing to do those things. But when you make the decisions, you've got to live with them. Right? If you're going to make a decision that makes you miserable and you take it out on your family, that's on you. Right? But you have to work through those things, and that will be hard as you get older. Your attitude matters. The one person that gave me the positive stuff from the Corps tells me a lot about them when everybody else was complaining. There's a comedian who said, "Why would anything good ever happen?" Who thinks that way? You're not alone. Okay? Optimist, pessimist, all that good stuff. Okay? But your attitude matters at work. We spend most of our lives at work. Right? So what you do and how you carry yourselves and how you sleep at night, all that stuff factors in. It's almost like the stuff we do in SOMS is on purpose. Okay? Figure out who you guys are. Okay? Questions? We learn anything today?
Yes.
What did we learn?
It's important to be prepared to get the job.
Okay, cool. Nathan, what did you learn?
I gotta be better.
Awesome. Good. Sometimes simple answers are the best. Go have a great day. I will post this week's assignment. Have a great rest of your week and weekend.